please. And we'll just go over a few ground rules, but if everybody can just, everybody mute. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to have fun tonight, but we have a special guest. We have Marty DeGarmo, we have Mike Ellis. No, yeah, there you go. And hopefully Dan will join us. And we are truly honored to have them on our first Friday Night Live. So we thank you for being here. We thank you for all that you do. We're going to go through some quick interviews here, and then we will do a question and answer. And if we have enough time, we might do some testimonials at the end. So if you have a question, once our presentations are done, please go down to the bottom, raise your hand on the screen, and we will get you on. Okay, please don't just come on and say something, because it disrupts what we're trying to get accomplished here. So without further ado, my name is Ron Hulbert. I'm from coming to you from Orlando, Florida, the city beautiful. I have law enforcement background. I was introduced to On Passive by a very special friend. She piqued my interest. I got on some videos, a couple of Ash's videos, a lot of Mike Ellis videos, and I called her back and I was pumped. And I joined December 14th of 2020. I wish I would have heard about it earlier. But as you know, whenever you get in, you're in a special place. So you don't have to worry about it. Now I'd like to introduce my co-host, Lynn Nakamoto from St. Petersburg, Florida. Go ahead, Lynn.
Hello, everyone. Oh, is that an echo I hear?
If somebody's got a mic open. Here, let me mute.
All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone who is here today. We are honored that you're here at our very, very first webinar of Friday Night Live. Thank you so much for giving us your time and attention. I started in On Passive back in 2019, but you know, they talk about that proverbial light bulb. Well, my light bulb stayed dim for about a year. And it wasn't until mid 2020 that I started to realize what On Passive was about. And at that point, I started to share this business like crazy with everyone I knew, and I started to build a team. But it took me a good year, or actually was over a year, for me to see the light. But I'm grateful that I did see the light. I'm grateful that I know what we have at hand. I know that my life will forever be changed for the better. And everybody that I share this business with, their lives are going to be massively better, right? No financial worries at all. And they'll be able to, as well as me, pay it forward and help humanity make the world a better place to live in. So I am just grateful to be a founder in this company. Back to you, Ram.
Good deal. Thank you, Lynn, for sharing that and being my co-host. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Now I'd like to introduce a special guy that's going to tell you a little bit about himself. The guy is just awesome. He's on passive to the core, and he's willing to help people more than most people. So let me introduce to you Marty DeGarmo.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Nice turnout for your first webinar, by the way. 140, 139 people, which is fantastic. Mike's pretty busy, so I think it's a good idea to let him go ahead and do the presentation. I've worked with Mike for 7, 8 years. We built large teams, but we could never bring anybody with us. And we found this business. We joined the same day. I joined and told Mike about it within the hour, and he joined with Dan. and we built a team from then on. We've done nothing else but Unpassive. Mike learned Unpassive probably as well, if not better than anybody I know. He listened to everything Ash said. We used to have a meeting on Thursday after the meeting with Ash so we could decipher what he said, and then Mike would make a video. And a lot of people thought, wow, they must know everything that's going on. And actually, we knew before, after, and we built in the middle. And Mike's a superstar at doing that. And as you know, his videos are all over the world because of that. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to my business partner and friend, Mike Ellis, and he'll do this presentation. And I want to tell everybody here, any new people that want a copy of this presentation tonight, if you, I'll put my email in there, you can send it to me and I will send you a copy of this webinar. Again, thank you, Ron, Lynn, great start. I think you guys will work great together. And here's Mike Ellis.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marty. This presentation I'm going to do, it really is for new people, the new people that are just starting to explore Unpassive, just starting to know what Unpassive is all about. And I want to start the presentation with just a simple statement. Every day is a good day. And over the course of time, I'm at that point where every day is a good day. And if you're there right now, you're in a very, very good place. If you're not there right now, you need to find a way to get there. And for most people, when you talk about every day being a good day, one of the impediments is money. They don't have enough money to take care of the financial needs. And because of that, there's always stress there. If you can take care of the money part of things, all of a sudden your days get just a lot better. And what we're going to be talking about today is building wealth, building income, residual income, and wealth. That's why you're here. That's what all of us want to do. And obviously, we're going to be talking about Unpassive. Unpassive was developed by a gentleman named Ash Mufareh. He's the CEO. He's the brain trust. He's the visionary behind Unpassive. And he's built all the tools of Unpassive in Hyderabad, India, with his tech team in there. And his tech team is about 300 strong right now. And all the tools that Ash has built, they're proprietary. They're built from the ground up. They're cutting edge technology, superior tools. And because of that, Unpassive is able to do some really unique things. And because of the structure of Unpassive, because of the way Ash has built Unpassive, it really is remarkable what it will do for you and I. And really, when you listen to this presentation, the only person that's important here is you. What can Unpassive do for you so that you can build wealth, build a residual income, and build wealth? Unpassive today, there are a lot of moving parts in Unpassive. Today, Unpassive is a reality, and we are in the process of launching Unpassive to the world. And as you look at Unpassive, we don't expect you to understand everything about Unpassive all at once. It's just too big. But I can tell you, as you come in and you continue to explore Unpassive, you're going to get more and more excited about what Unpassive can do for you. Now, what I'd like to share with you today is what Unpassive is specifically going to do for you right away. And as I came into Unpassive, Marty mentioned it earlier, we listened to Ash and then we would have our little meeting and figure out what he was saying. And he left us with 4 or 5 concepts. And once you understand these 4 or 5 concepts and you put them together and see how they work together, you're going to get really excited about your bottom line. And the 4 or 5 concepts I want to talk about today is self-funding, for success, product, customer, and volume. And I want to go through each one of them just very, very quickly. And when you understand how they fit together, you're going to be in a unique position that most people really never find in their lifetime, because it literally is a position that will set you free economically. So let's talk about self-funding to start with. As you come into Unpassive and start a business with Unpassive, it is a self-funding business. You will come in, you will go out of pocket once, you will never have to go out of pocket again. Now, for me, that was really, really refreshing. Marty and I, we've been online for about 15 years. We've been in many different businesses. And all of these businesses, there's either a monthly fee or there is an auto ship you have to do, and it is every month. And I don't have a problem with that. That is the cost of doing business. But these businesses that we got into, you would pay this month after month after month after month. And eventually people would just have to quit because they weren't bringing in enough revenue to take care of the monthly fee, let alone their monthly bills. On passive, that is not on passive. On passive, you will come in, you will pay once, you will never have to go out of pocket again. Really, really refreshing. The next one is for success. And when Ash used this phrase, guys, go ahead and mute your mic. When Ash used this phrase for success, Marty and I, we love that. We love the sound of it, but we really didn't know what it was. And when we bring people in and we use the term for success, again, they love it, but they really don't know what it means. Here's what it means. All it means is on passive is going to force you to build wealth online. Period. I've never seen another company that has come on and guaranteed you will make money. That is on passive. That is for success. And in order to show you how on passive is going to do that for all of us, I need to get to product and customer. As we talk about the products of Unpassive, there are about 50 products right now. Again, all of these products, they're built from the ground up, they're proprietary, they're cutting edge. They are superior products, but there's one other thing I need to put in there. Not only are they superior products, they're at a lower price point. So people will come in, get a superior product and pay less than what they're paying online today. I can tell you, because of the product line of Unpassive, people will be running into Unpassive almost quicker than we can sign them up. The products of Unpassive, they range anywhere from an automated marketing platform. It has all the tools we use to market online, whether it's a page builder, a funnel builder, autoresponder, a Zoom. Really, all the tools we use to market online are in the automated marketing platform. Some of the other tools are OStaff, which is a HR tool, HR platform, human resources platform. People can come in and manage their human resources department. O Academy is an educational platform that people can come on, put their content on there, and then teach around the world. Another one is O Traffic. Another one is O Connect. O Connect is a webinar service. These tools are absolutely superior, and when people use them, they're absolutely going to love them. That brings me over to the customer side. Again, as customers come in and look at the products of Unpassive at a lower price point, they will flock in. And the customers really, it's the whole gamut of people online today, whether it's K through 12, whether it's colleges, whether it's small, medium, large size businesses, whether it's governments, whether it's personal use. Unpassive is it's absolutely a complete digital system. And the products of Unpassive, there will be something for everybody as they come in and look at Unpassive. So when we talk about products and customer, how is this going to fit together so that we start making money and start taking care of that bottom line? What Unpassive is going to do is they're going to come on, as we come in and join Unpassive, they're going to come in and they're going to go into their IT tools. And Unpassive is an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company. Those are the tools of Unpassive. And they're going to go into the toolbox and they're going to pull out the automated marketing platform, and they're going to build each and every one of us a sales platform. Once they do that, they're going to hook it up to AI. Once they do that, all of a sudden you have a business that is 100% automated. Unpassive is going to go to work for you and build your business. That's what AI does. So they're going to have a sales platform, hook it up to AI. After they do that, they're going to reach back into their toolbox. They're going to pull out the traffic, and then they're going to start driving traffic for all of us. And Unpassive is primarily a customer-based business. So there will be millions and millions of customers coming in. And Unpassive is going to do this. They're going to go to work for you. And as they start to drive traffic and customers come in, you will get a certain portion of those customers that go underneath you in your organization. And Unpassive, the way they pay, it's a lot like commission sales. If you're a commission salesperson, you go out and you make a $100 sale, you make 10%, you're going to get paid $10 on that sale. The only caveat is Unpassive is doing everything. You don't have to go out and sell. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to share. You don't have to do any of that. OnPassive, because of the structure that they put together, will do all of this for us. And really, when you look at OnPassive, the hardest thing you're going to have to do if you're passive is count your money. And that's a really good place to be. So OnPassive, again, they're going to build a sales platform. They're going to hook it up to AI. They're going to drive traffic. They're going to bring customers in, and they're going to land underneath you. Now let's talk about volume, because volume is really, really important to give you an idea of the amount of money that can be made with OnPassive. And I'll start with one product, OConnect. And OConnect is OnPassive's webinar platform. Today, we're doing a webinar with Zoom, and Zoom is one of the big guys on the block. They're probably the largest platform for webinars in the world. Today, Zoom does probably, well, last year, they did 139 billion in revenue. So they're very, very big. But as we look at the Zoom webinar platform, it is old technology. It's antiquated. It really isn't very good. And when we look at what Ash has put together with his tech team in Hyderabad, the webinar platform, OConnect, that they put together, it is far so superior to Zoom, I believe, that in a very short period of time, say a year's time, I think OnPassive could put Zoom out of business. That is a massive statement. Just with this one product, the webinar product of OnPassive, if we look at that product and we extrapolate it out over a year, OnPassive in a year's time would be a unicorn company. And that's a company that would be worth $1 billion. And again, we're talking about volume and how much volume is going to come in to take care of your bottom line. How much of that 139 billion that Zoom does, how much of that is OnPassive going to take? I really don't know. I know the product is superior at a lower price point. The first year, could they take 25? Yeah, I think so. 35, 40, 45, 50%. They could take 50 or 55% away from Zoom the first year. And if you look at that, in a year's time, OnPassive is a unicorn company. Now, there is no company in the history of the world, in the history of business, that has become a unicorn company in 1 year. OnPassive would be the first that's ever done that. But it's even better than that. Let me add a couple of more products to give you an idea of the sheer volume that's going to be coming in and landing underneath us. If we look at not only OConnect, but we look at Ocademy, we look at OStaff, we look at OTracker, those are 4 products of OnPassive. And remember, there are 50 products in OnPassive. But with these 4 products of OnPassive, that's about $438 billion worth of revenue every year. This is what companies online make from those particular niches. This is a really, really big deal. If OnPassive comes in and only does 10% of that, they're a multi-unicorn company at the end of a year. I mean, it is massive. And if OnPassive brings in $2.5 billion of revenue the first year, every individual that is participating with OnPassive today will be in a position to take care of that bottom line. Not only that, but be in a position to where you don't even worry about finances. And the reason I've talked about the products, number one, OnPassive, as they bring in niches that they want to service, they're always really, really large niches. And because of that, they don't have to take a great deal of that niche to make a really, really big difference for those individuals participating with OnPassive. So as we look at OnPassive, keep it simple. Yes, there's a lot of moving parts, and you're going to learn that as you move forward, but keep it simple. Just focus on self-funding for success, product, customer, and volume, okay? If you'll do that, you're going to understand just what OnPassive can do for you. So how do we all come into OnPassive today? Today there's a position in OnPassive. It's a founder position. It is a $97 position. This is an early bird position. You can come in, pay the $97, and it locks you into the company of OnPassive. It locks you into the pay structure of OnPassive. That second one is a really, really big deal. Some of the other benefits of becoming a founding member of OnPassive, we are in the process of launching right now, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. But in just a very short period of time, OnPassive is going to start driving traffic for all the founding members of OnPassive. And what they're going to be doing is bringing in additional founding members and putting them in your organization. Why is that such a big deal? Every time someone lands in your organization, whether it's another founder or whether it's a customer, it is another stream of revenue. And anytime you can build your organization, you cut timeframes and you get to that place where you're taking care of that bottom line quicker, sooner rather than later. That's always a good thing. Another one of the benefits of the founding position as we go into the hard launch to the world, because you're a founder, OnPassive will always be driving more traffic for you than they do for anybody else. And traffic really is the backbone of everything that we do in OnPassive. If you can't get good qualified eyes in front of what you're doing, you might as well retire, because you're never gonna make any money. OnPassive is the best of the best that I've ever seen. And Marty and I have been driving traffic for probably over 5 or 6 years. We know how to drive traffic, and we know how to get good quality traffic through whatever we're doing. Ash and his team, they are remarkable. They did a test about 8 months ago just to see how good their traffic sources were. And their goal was to bring in 1 million opt-ins. They didn't put a time frame on it. They did that in 4 days. This was before it was hooked up to AI, artificial intelligence. I believe they can do that instead of 4 days today. They can do it in 2 or 1 or 12 hours. That's the kind of traffic OnPassive is going to be bringing in for all of us to build our business. So as we look at the founding position, there are tangible benefits to becoming a founder today and then locking yourself in the company and the pay structure. So as we go and we launch to the world, how do we all come into OnPassive? And I'll go through this quickly. It's not hard, but it sounds like a lot. As we come into OnPassive, we will all be customers. Okay, we will come in, we'll pay a membership fee. I think it's going to be right around $250. It has not been set yet, but we think it's going to be right in there. We come in, we pay the $250. We become customers of OnPassive, and we get all the tools of OnPassive. From there, we go into the back office, we click a button, we become independent resellers of the IT product. Why do we have to do that? We have to do that because that's when OnPassive can pay us. We have to have that title of independent resellers of the IT product. So let's back up to the membership level. This is the fee you will pay once, you'll never go out of pocket again, okay? And what happens as you come in, become a customer, and you have all the tools of OnPassive, now OnPassive can go to work for you. Again, they will build a sales funnel, they'll hook it up to AI, they'll start driving traffic for you, bringing in customers for you. That's when we get paid. So as we look at the $250, we get all the products, and OnPassive is going to go to work for us. And then the preceding months, because it is a monthly fee, the preceding months will be paid from the profits that we make in OnPassive. Really important to understand that. That's one of the things I absolutely loved about OnPassive. People could come in, it's a level playing field. You pay once, and then you let OnPassive go to work for you to build your business. Now, if you have the inclination and you're a team builder and you want to bring people in, obviously you can do that. And you can bring them in as founders, and they will be in your organization. The only reason I can see to do that is to cut timeframes. And if you have that inclination, if you're good at it and you want to build a team, that's perfectly fine. Bring people in, sign them up. We do that simply so that people do not miss this boat. We don't want people to come at us 6 months down the road and say, why didn't you tell me about this? You know, you're making 100,000 apples a month. Why didn't you tell me about this? And we don't talk about money. Ash doesn't want us to do that, so I say apples. So yeah, if you have the inclination and you want to share it with people, go ahead and do that. Bring them in. Again, it will cut time frames for you. So OnPassive, as we look at what Ash has done, as we look at a customer-based business, as we look at OnPassive bringing all the customers in, and really all we have to do is participate and then put OnPassive to work for us. This is so unique. And OnPassive was literally made for you and I to come online and succeed. You know, Ash knew as he started to build OnPassive that 97% of the people that come online, they fail for whatever reason. That's just the number. That's what it is. And Ash wanted to turn that number around and make it 97% of the people coming online and succeeding. And because of the way Ash has structured OnPassive, it really is remarkable. he has guaranteed you will make money. And I want to end with this one thing, because Ash really has a heart to serve. And as you look at OnPassive and any other large company, and by the way, we know that as soon as OnPassive launches, that they will be a multi-unicorn company because of the products they have, because there are 50 products. But as we look at Ash and what he's done with OnPassive, he's giving the majority of the wealth to the founding members, those individuals participating with OnPassive. You will never find that in another company, whether you go to Amazon or Apple or Facebook or Google or any of these other big tech companies. The individuals that own those companies, they hoard the money. They do not share it with anybody. They give a little bit away, but the majority of it they put right in their pocket. That is not Ash Mufareh. Ash is going to share with those individuals participating, those founding members. He's going to share 45, 50, 55, 60% of the wealth coming into OnPassive. And when you start to think about niches that are $100 billion niches, and many of the niches that OnPassive is in, like O Academy, it's a $250 niche, $250 billion of revenue every year. When you start looking at these large niches and Ash sharing 60 to 65% of the wealth coming in, I can tell you this is unique. You will never find this anywhere else. I've been looking for this my whole life. And luckily, I didn't think we'd ever find it, to be honest with you. I didn't think there would be a company out there that does what OnPassive does. But luckily, because of Marty and Red Redford and a few other people, they brought us in. We found it. And I can tell you, every day is a good day. And I mean that seriously. I get up with a smile on my face because I know I no longer have to worry about finances. And I can tell you, if you're a founding member of OnPassive, because of what OnPassive is doing, the way it's structured, the amount of wealth they're going to be bringing in, you're going to start having really, really good days. And I think you'll get to that place where you'll say, yeah, every day it's a good day. I'm sure I left out a few things, guys. If I did, come on in and throw them in there. OnPassive, it's global, unlimited, no qualifications. So there's always more to OnPassive, but as you learn more about OnPassive, it gets better and better and better. Ron, go ahead and take it from there, and more than happy to answer any questions.
Mike, I'll tell you, you're awesome. I wish I could duplicate that. I don't know how you do it. It's word for word every time. So kudos to you, and we appreciate you being on here with us. What we are going to do now is we're going to open it up for some Q&A, but I would like, it looks like we have some guests on here. We would really like founders to hold off for a few minutes, and guests, if you have questions, please raise your hand. On the bottom of your screen, you'll see raise hand electronically. Raise your hand and we will get you on there and get your questions answered. We have several leaders. We have Mike, if he can hang out, Marty DeGarmo, Chris Johnson, Kevin Rutledge, Julie. So we have, and more. So we have enough people on here to definitely answer probably any question that you can come up with. So let's go into some question and answers. If you would, yes, raise your hands, and we'd like to get you on first. Don't be shy. Okay, you're too shy. Okay, you're shy. Yes, you are.
Ron,
come on in.
Ron, I
Go
think
ahead, Lynn.
for those of you who may not know how to raise your hand, just raise your hand manually like this, or wave, and we will acknowledge you. If you don't see, I know some people are using their phones and it's not very evident where the raise hand button is, and we don't want that to stop you. And you can also ask questions through the chat. Any way it takes for us to hear what you want to ask, all right?
That is good. Thank you, Lynn. Chris, do you see anybody guests in the chat yet?
No questions so far in the chat, Ron.
See, Mike, you are just unbelievable. All right, well-
I've only covered maybe 1/64 of Unpassive. There's so much more to talk about, whether it's the
Yes,
free
sir.
products or the paid products, how you get paid. I really didn't talk about the launch. Let me go over that very, very quickly so people will know where we are in the launch.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Today, we are in the process of launching right now. We're in the pre-launch. We'll go into the soft launch, then we go into the hard launch. The pre-launch is a time where Ash is showing us the products. We come in, we get to review them and see what they are. And he's done that with a lot of products to date. We're about ready to go into soft launch, and I think it could be any day now. Marty has more insight than I do, but I think we're very, very close. And the soft launch, not only can we review the products, but we can actually start using the products. And I can tell you, I know people that are waiting for that moment. Come in, use the products. And these individuals, they're not little hitters. Some of these individuals can bring in tens of thousands of people, but they're waiting to see the products and use the products. That's going to happen in soft launch. And then from there, we're going to go seamlessly into hard launch. I believe all of this happens this year, 2021. It's a really exciting time for those individuals that are looking to take care of that bottom line, which is all of us. But we're in a really, really unique position. And I can tell you, Ash is he's as giddy as a child. I mean, he's really excited about this stuff. So if you have any questions, there are no stupid questions, guys. When Marty and I first came in, you wouldn't believe the things we were asking. And Ash would just slap us around a little bit and then we'd be okay. But there are no stupid questions.
That's right, Mike. Thank you. How about some new founders? Any new founders out there that
Hey,
pretty
Ron,
recent?
there's a gentleman named Charles. He said he doesn't have a hand raised. I don't know if he's got a question or not. Charles, you want to turn off your microphone or turn it on?
Here.
I don't see him. I don't see him.
Chris,
Charles, are you
talking
there?
about Charles Bellendorf, that gentleman, Charles Bellendorf. Chris, is that who you're speaking of? Okay, let me ask him to unmute.
All right, you do have another question. And if we want to wait for him, we got another question from S. Jana.
Go ahead.
Greetings of the day. Is there any other higher package or higher traffic will be available? How much amount that might be? I know Mike knows that answer.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody knows that answer. There are no higher levels. We'll come in, we pay the monthly fee, whatever it is, and we think it's going to be right around $250. But you can scale your business. There is a way to come in and purchase more traffic from OnPassive. And you can scale it as high as you want. OnPassive, the amount of traffic they can drive, you will never outspend them. They can always drive more traffic. What I recommend, especially for the founding members that are in as we go into the hard launch, wait and see what kind of metrics you have with the traffic that OnPassive is going to be driving for you, especially if you're not a seasoned marketer. Wait and see how the traffic is doing. If you have a good metrics, that all that means is the amount of money that you're making, and I believe you will have a good matrix. From there, you can scale it up. You buy more traffic. You want to make more money quicker. You buy more traffic. So yeah, you'll be able to do that. That makes sense. Did that make sense, Tim, Chris? Okay, good. Sometimes
Even
I
though I
wonder.
understood that.
Now I see that Charles has unmuted himself, so I think he's ready to ask his question. Go ahead, Charles. Go. You can speak. You're unmuted. Can you hear us, Charles? I asked him to unmute and he unmuted himself.
I didn't say anything.
We can hear you, Charles.
I know it.
Did you have a question?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
I just wanted to let you know that there is no sign down here that says raise your hand. All it's got is chat, share the screen, and record.
That's probably why nobody's raising their hands, Charles.
Hello.
Go ahead, Richard. Welcome.
Okay, I'm Norihan from Malaysia. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I want to tell my story about this online program because most of the time I started this online program. I'm talking about my past experience before when I'm involved in the first one is about this foreign exchange, foreign exchange. Forex exchange and some others online business, for example, MFACE and FXTX, so many things. But most of these things are sometimes more on not a true or real business, as I can see in the on-passive system. So for the past experience, I can consider myself I have lots of money when I did all this system. So they call it in Malaysia, most of them scammer. So scam. Whenever there is a scam system, so they look when I forward this on-passive business to them, I try to introduce and make them to know about it. Then they just look what you call negative attitude. So negative, but I started to know this on passive from last year, and I studied a few months until in January, and I joined this company. And then within a short period, I got my team's total members already 140 and about 30 something sponsors. So very short time. After that, now more on I cannot move to get more members for founders. That is a problem. So anybody can give such motivation in order for me to follow your ways to get the members. I mean, more members as a founder, because I think if they don't join now, and once the hard launch is in the or restart and then finish for them for the founder position. So I'm very step learning also how to improve. I mean, to get more members to join this on-passive, knowing that it is a very good business. It's a real business in on-passive, which was introduced by our Chief of Executive, Mr. Ash Mofaresh. I said thank you very much to him. I think I'm looking for this business will be my future for, I mean, I don't have to involve other than this anymore after this. I hope so. Thank you.
Narain, thank you. Did you have a question though? That we're doing questions right now.
Yeah. The question, I mean, more on what, I try to improve the, to get members, more members to join the on-passive company, but most of them just reluctant.
I'm
Even
gonna,
though I have already.
I got the gist of your question. You want to know how to build your business bigger and do it quicker and bring more people in.
Right.
Yeah. That's what OnPassive is going to do for you. When you talk about building your business, if you're not a marketer, I would stick with your warm market. Use some of the videos that are available. Put the videos in front of them, and then start the conversation. If they don't want to have a conversation, let them go down the road. Do not Do not try and pressure them, because eventually they're going to come back to you and go, well, wait a minute, I've heard about this on passive. You told me about it 6 months ago. What is it? And if we've already gone into the hard launch, that's okay, because they can come in as independent resellers of the IT product, get a lot of the same benefits the founders are getting, and get to that place where they take care of their bottom line. But if you're not a big marketer, don't worry about bringing in thousands of people right now. Work on your warm market, get the videos in front of them, let them watch it, and then let them determine if they want to come into OnPassive. We never push anybody. I don't try and talk anybody to come into OnPassive. But once they understand what's there, they will come in. And we've had people that saw a couple of videos I did 8 months ago and came in last week. That's just how it works. So hopefully that'll help you kind of focus a little bit.
Okay, I understood about that. The most problem might be language, right? I mean, so many of them do not understand in the English language.
Let me stop you a little bit. Let me stop you.
Okay.
This is for new people and new people's question. I could have a conversation with you for about the next 3 hours. I really could. And it would be a good conversation, but this is for new people today. So let's let the new people come in and ask their questions and not have a prolonged discussion, if that's okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
All right,
Thank you. Thank you, Norihan. I see that Richard is asking a question. He is deaf and he is using a video relay service interpreter. So you'll hear the voice of the interpreter as he speaks. Go ahead and speak, Richard. You'll need to unmute. He says, am I talking to Lynn? Who am I talking to? He's asking the interpreter. So Richard, you're talking to the whole group of us, but you're asking your question, and we have some leadership council members here today, so you'll be able to ask your questions to all of them. So go ahead and ask your question. Richard, there's no sound. There's no sound. You'll have to have the interpreter. The interpreter's voice is not coming through.
You can hear his chair.
Yeah. So interpreter, whoever is interpreting for him, we cannot hear your voice. You'll have to turn on your mic so we can hear you translate for him. Interpreter? Who's an interpreter?
Write the question in the chat and we'll read it and give you an answer. Yeah, chat's down below.
Good deal.
And telling him to type his question in the chat.
Good deal.
I'm
Let's go
going to
with-
have to learn how to sign.
Yeah.
Very useful.
It really is.
There's a lot of deaf people in OnPassive. There are probably tens of thousands of deaf and hard of hearing founders today. Yes, quite a few.
Yeah. Some people can hear and they're deaf. No, I wasn't talking about you, Chris.
All right.
I am. I am.
While Richard is going to type his question in the chat, why don't we go ahead and go to Cindy Hopkins. Welcome, Cindy. We're glad you're here today. You can unmute yourself. You can ask your questions and speak, Cindy. Did you get?
I got muted
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Oh, you did? Cindy's
Yeah.
here. She's unmuted, so she'll speak in a second. Go ahead
Okay.
and speak, Cindy. Can you hear us? You're unmuted, but we can't hear you speak. She may be having technical difficulties. That's my guess. All right. Can we go to the, while we're waiting, can we go to the chat and see if there are any questions in the
Yeah.
chat?
There's 2 questions in the chat, and I'm waiting still for Richard to type in. I'll ask these read these real quick. 1+585G. Is the 3 and free program obsolete? If I come in with 0 team and wait for the company to put 3 customers under me, what happens if all 3 or 2 of 3 only get 1 of the 50 products? Will my monthly subscription still be free? Good question, Mike.
Now, I know you can answer that question, Chris.
Yeah, but you're the guest speaker and I do not want to take your presence away from you.
I'll start it off. 3 and free. I thought it was obsolete when it was said. Okay, don't worry about 3 and free. Forget it. Just throw it out the window. What you have to understand, as we look at Unpassive and we look at the first year, we believe Unpassive is going to bring in 100 million customers. Okay, there'll probably be 1 million founders. Okay, we're 1% of that 100 million. You're not going to have to worry about your first 3 and the preceding months being free. If by chance, and I don't think this is going to happen, you get to the second month and there's not enough money in there to pay the $250 for the next month, all that happens is your account is paused. The money keeps coming in. Unpassive keeps working for you. It just pauses until there's enough money in there to pay the next monthly fee. I think that's going to be a rarity. I just don't think that's going to happen very often. It might happen and you might be paused for 2 hours. I mean, that's how quickly things are going to be moving. But don't worry about the 3 and free, throw it out the window. And as far as not having enough money for the next month, again, you're just going to be paused until the money's there, then you'll pay it. You'll never have to go out of pocket again. So hopefully that helps. That sound okay, Chris?
I think so. He did ask, actually, the second question he asked, Mike, but I'm agreeing with what you just said. If he signs up 3 people and only 2 of them buy 1 product and not the package, does that count as the 3? But like I said, I think that thing's going to be going so fast, you're not even gonna have to worry about it.
Well, again, we're talking apples and oranges. Are you talking about signing up founders or are you talking about signing up customers?
He's talking about signing up customers and maybe 2 of the 3 only buy 1 product.
Yeah, but that 1 product could be $600. You don't know.
Right.
And if it's $600, you're done. Forget about it. And I'll be doing the same thing. We will be introducing the products to different people. So we'll be signing up products and independent resellers the IT product. But again, Unpassive is going to do all this for all of us. So whatever you do, it's just a cherry on top. You're just going to get there quicker. But don't worry about the monthly fee. Unpassive is going to take care of that for you.
Thank you, Michael. Hey, there's Cindy.
Go ahead, Cindy.
Cindy, can you speak?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
we can.
Oh, good, because I've been messing with settings. I'm so sorry. I'll tell you. First of all, thank you, everyone. It was quite enjoyable. I want to especially thank Mike and Ellis because of the great presentation he gave. And all you folks are so great. I want to tell you how much I appreciate it. I've been a founder for a while, but something I want to be real clear on, and especially for those that are looking at this. So do I understand this correctly, Mike, in that, so if I join and then when we launch, I purchase my product and remain active. I remain an active seller. Even if I don't bring in people myself, as long as I'm patient, the company will continue to build until I absolutely am successful. Did I understand that correctly?
You did.
Okay, that's what you can't get any better than that. Pretty nice. So I can actually ask my family members that don't ever want to do anything, I can actually invite them and feel pretty comfortable, correct?
Yeah, and you're an old pro, Cindy. You know, whether you're the last founder that comes into Unpassive, if you're the last founder that comes in, you will be successful, period.
Boy,
No
that's great.
caveat.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you, Lynn. Appreciate all you're doing, and Ron.
Thank you so much for coming on to our very first webinar. I appreciate you for doing that. Now,
Yes, thank you very much, Cindy.
thank you so much. I see that Richard, our deaf participant, has asked his question, and basically what he's asking is that he understands that it's $250 once we launch to the public. He understands that, and he understands that there's a $97 fee to become a founder. But what he's asking, is there any other times that he will have to pay? For example, $149. This is his question to us.
After soft launch last time.
So whoever would like to answer that, go ahead and answer that.
There is a founder's fee. The founder's fee is an annual fee, but it's not mandatory. You don't have to remain a founder at the end of a year, although you will want to. At the end of 365 days, the founder fee goes up to $997. But again, that comes out of the profits we make in Unpassive. It is not mandatory. You don't have to pay that. And if you don't, then you will no longer be a founder. You'll be an independent reseller of the IT product, and Unpassive will continue to do everything that they've been doing for you. You just won't get some of the founder benefits that are eligible to the founding members. And some of those benefits, we don't even know what they are. I have a suspicion at the end of 1 year, you're going to look at the founder position and you'll pay whatever they ask for. I think it really will be that powerful. I would pay $10,000 to remain a founding member of Unpassive. That's how powerful I think it is. I'd probably pay a lot more than that, but we'll see that as we launch to the world. Ash is going to be adding bonuses, just different things to the founding position. I think at the end of a year, you'll probably want to be a founder. But again, it's not mandatory.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions? I see there's some in chat.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Chris,
Chris.
Okay, I got
Chris,
one.
go
I'm trying
ahead.
to catch up here. From Raymond. This is for Marty. Please, what's triple reentry position? Marty DeGarmo.
I don't know if Marty's here or not.
Mike Ellis.
Yeah, the triple entry position for every 125 personal signups you get, Unpassive will give you 3 free positions. And if you're a numbers person, start running the numbers because they are massive. And if you've got 125 or 250 or 500 or 1,000, the amount of positions that you'll get that are free, and Unpassive pays for everything. You come in, they pay the fee, everything. The only thing you're going to get with those positions is cash, and it is massive. It's a fun exercise to just go with 3 free positions and kind of figure out what your income would be. You won't sleep for the next week. That's how powerful it is.
Nice.
So you have to bring in 125 personal signups and you get 3 free positions. Every time you do that, you get 3 free positions. It's a big deal.
I have another one, Lynn. Ron, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Good question. How does the AI, this is from Jana, how does the AI will bring traffic in this business? Please explain. That's a tough one to explain, Mike.
No, it really isn't. Marty does a better job than I do. AI is a really unique technology. You know, when Marty and I, we run traffic every week, every month, 365 days a year. and the way we run traffic, we have to test everything. In other words, we have to put the text together. We have to put the videos together. We have to put the photos together. And then we have to throw it out there and we have to test it. And we do that. We might do an ad. It might take us 30 to 60 days to get an ad out there that is actually working. When you have AI is making those decisions instantly. I mean, in seconds. They're changing a word, they're changing a picture, they're changing, and they do it so quickly that they get to a place where the marketing that they're doing is just very, very successful. And that's what Ash and his team is going to be doing. Because AI, it doesn't have any emotions. Marty and I like that picture. You have to keep that picture. AI, picture didn't work, it's gone. And that's a good thing. You get the emotion out of it, and all AI does. And again, this is, when people think about AI, they think it's without human interference. It's not. This is programmed by humans, and they teach AI what they want AI to learn and then improve on. And as AI does it, it happens so quickly that the marketing that AI will be doing, it's just that much better. It's just really, really good. And AI can work on 100 ads at one time. Marty and I, we work on one. They can work on 100 or 200 or 1,000 ads at the same time and make the changes. It's really remarkable what AI will do, that technology. And Ash and his team, they're really, really good at artificial intelligence. Marty does a better job than I do, but I think you got the gist.
That was pretty good, Mike. There's no more questions as of right now. Ron and Lynn, give me 1 second. Again, guys, some knucklehead, this one here, posted a old post out by mistake. Well, I didn't do it by mistake. I posted it thinking it was for tomorrow. There is no Indian meeting with Ash tomorrow, just to let you all know. Can you please pass that out to your teams? The 11 o'clock guest webinar is still on schedule. I'm sorry, Ron Lynn, go ahead.
That's
No, thanks for clearing that up there, Chris. Anyways, any more questions for our leaders here? Richard has another question. Go ahead, Richard. Do you want to put it in the chat again, Richard? Is that sign language for chat, Lynn?
Typing. Gotta put my hands up high. Don't have him. Richard, just type your question again. We'll read your question. We'll answer it. Okay. Sorry, cannot hear the interpreter.
All right. While we're waiting, James, go ahead.
Hey, thanks. Question for you, Mike. Was curious. Are we going to be able to see how much traffic we are getting? Like, is there going to be like a counter or something like that?
That's an interesting question, James. I think there will be something in there that will show us the kind of leads that we're getting. In other words, if you get 10 leads, if you get 10 leads or 15 leads or 100 leads and the time frame it takes to get those leads, I think so. And then obviously the quality of the leads will be projected in the amount of money that you're making, those individuals that have come in and actually bought a product. So there will be something there that'll show us a matrix, how well they're working and how much money are we making. So yeah, I don't know how complicated it'll be. For most people, if you get into the weeds too much, you kind of lose them because it's not what they do. But I'm sure Ash and his team will show you the kind of leads that you're getting And then obviously your bottom line is gonna tell you how good those leads are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I know it's been mentioned before that every founder is going to have the same amount of traffic, right?
That's correct,
So-
unless you want to buy more traffic, and you will
Yeah.
have that option, which is a good
Yeah.
option, by the way.
Yep. So I was just curious about the traffic and actually seeing the number, being able to see that number.
Yeah, I think you're going to know how much traffic you're going to get in either a week or a month, or, you know, whatever the time duration is. It just makes sense that Unpassive is going to tell you this is the amount of traffic you're getting this week or this month. And then of course you can make the decision if you want more traffic or not, but you'll always get that amount of traffic. All the founders will get the same amount of traffic per week or per month, whatever the time frame is.
Yeah, because I have visions of because I remember when I was driving in the States, like you guys have these billboards down in the States where it shows the number that just keeps going up. I forget what number that's for, but you see it.
Probably the debt.
Yeah, maybe it's the debt. I keep seeing them numbers as people coming in traffic.
Yeah, with Unpassive, it's going to be the reverse. It's how much money you have coming in. That'll be a good time clock.
Yeah, it would be.
All righty. Thank you, James.
Thanks,
I
Mike.
see you, Chris. Go ahead.
Please hold on 1 second, please. Let me get this out of the chat. This is for Marty since he's back, I think. An easy one. So if you're saying one product could cost $600, the whole package is $250. I think you kind of answered that for yourself, but Marty, you want to go ahead?
We don't know what the products will cost. I had asked Ash one time about, so it's the $250 for everyone, yes. But I don't know, he also said that there'll be bundles where a company can come in and kind of do I want that, I want this, and I want that. They may not want part of the deal, but I don't know 100% what the difference will be in price. I do know that everything will probably, but I don't know this, be cheaper than one thing at a time. So, but I really don't know. But I asked him, as a customer comes in and you brought him in or somebody else brought him in your front line, is that equal to 3 and it's free? And he said, yes. And some money. Plus some money. But there's a lot of little details we don't know. But with 2 million people a week coming in, who freaking cares? It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Hey, Marty, where did you hear that number, 2 million a week?
Well, if you take 100 million a year and you
Okay.
divide it by 12 divided by 4, yeah, it's like 2 million a week, something like that.
I really like that number. I
Well,
really
it
do.
sounds so much better because I kept getting people going about the 3 and what am I going to do if I don't have enough? And I'm thinking, well, if we go into the future to that reseller that gets in a year and a half from now, he might be talking about that, but I don't know why we're talking about it now. We haven't even started. Everybody will have 3, I believe, without any marketing at all. Just from the viral effect and all the people, I had to get off for a minute. Mike probably covered this, but there's a lot of marketers out there that aren't as goofy as me, Mike, and Dan, where we'll market and make no money. They won't market unless they make a dime, something. And they're waiting for this thing to soft launch or hard launch. And we know some personally, big hitters that are they're there already. They already set up their team. They're waiting for it to launch. And when they do, boom. And they're an Unpassive Nation too, by the way. So I'm just saying, we haven't seen anything yet. It's kind of a joke to even talk about, and even people that don't have anybody personally on their team right now, and you started in 2018, I find it very hard that you have no one. You just don't know it. That's all I'm saying. There'll be people I know in Unpassive Nation, I know for a fact that could wake up with 5,000 or 6,000 people on their team and have no one. It's very possible. Listen, it's the only it's the only time that myself, Mike, and Dan could build a team and know that it helps someone else. We have created 1,200 sets of 3. Just so you know, 1,200 people will not have to pay on their second month, guaranteed. And that's only a part of it. It'll be bigger than that. I just know it's somewhere around that, and it's not stopping. It all flows downhill. Me, Mike, and Dan had our 3 the first week. Maybe the first couple of days.
First couple of days. Yeah, and when you think about some of these big hitters coming in, we already have them in on Passive Nation, but you might be in a position where one of these individuals come in and land in your leg, and yeah, you could wake up with 10,000 people. The nice thing about on Passive, it doesn't matter if you wake up with 10,000 or you wake up with nothing, because over time, everybody's going to get to that place where your financial needs are taken care of. Now, would you like to wake up with 10,000 people? Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. But if it doesn't happen, you don't have to worry about it. That's why On Passive is here. That's why they're doing what they're doing. So we're all in a really, really good place.
Thank you, man. That was good. I'd love to wake up with 10,000 people. Woohoo! Felice, you had your hand up. Did you want to say something or ask a question? Got to unmute, sweetie.
Felice is deaf, and she's using an online interpreter, so she can hear us speaking. Felice, you can go ahead and ask your question. Good to see you, by the way. Go for it. Ask your question. Okay, no sound is coming out. No sound. No sound. You know that I think we have to unmute the interpreter, but we don't know what the interpreter's number is, because the interpreter is on a different line than the deaf person, right? And there's a whole bunch of phone numbers, call-in listeners, you see. So we'll have to be able to unmute them. So what's your interpreter's phone number, Felice? Felice, what's the phone number? So she's going to look for the phone number. 3126. Okay, do we see any 3126? I don't see 3126 on our phone number list. 3126. I don't see 3126. I don't see.
I don't see it either.
Lynn, would it be easier for her to type it into the chat?
Yeah, good idea. Can you type it in the chat? Type the phone number of the interpreter. Type it.
Or her question.
Yeah, or you can type your question too. If you prefer, you can type your question. You can do that either way. Phone number for interpreter, because we don't know the interpreter's phone number and it's muted. We cannot hear the interpreter. Okay.
All she has to do is unmute herself.
But she's not talking. The interpreter is talking, and the interpreter is on another phone line. It's a different line, Richard. So the interpreter has to unmute, but we don't know what the interpreter's phone number is.
I lost her. Where is she?
I see her. Let me pin her. Unfortunately, Zoom is not user-friendly for deaf, because Zoom is sound-based and deaf people are not speaking. They're using their signs. So we have to pin them in order to see them in the large box. If not, Zoom doesn't hone in on the deaf person.
That's why we can't wait for O Connect. I think it's going to be outstanding.
Really?
She says,
really?
Lynn, can you interpret for me? Yes. She says, interpret for me, Lynn. I said, okay. Okay, great. First of all, I'm the deaf. I'm from Florida. And I want to thank you for doing the first webinar. And I'm very excited for you. I have a lot of people on my team, and I want to thank Ash for creating On Passive. And we are in it to win it, and we're very excited. Oh my goodness, we're excited. And I have two questions. I have a deaf team, 2,500 in the deaf team, and it's really growing. So I have a lot of suggestions for them. You know, there's a lot of goals, and we're trying to sign people up when they have a bigger team. But there's some resistance, but we want to keep going. So my question is related to earning money. Well, we get a 1099. I assume we're getting a 1099. We need a CPA. So for each account, do we have our own CPA? Like California, all the different states, do we have different CPAs for each of the states? Well, OnPassive give us a name. That's my other question. And names of CPAs. And as far as corporations, should we get a C Corp or an LLC? So which one would you suggest? I know it's too early to say now, but I want to be prepared. Should I be a corp? So those are my questions.
I think it's a really, really good idea that she.
Thank you, Lynn, for interpreting. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Will she be able to hear me, or am I just?
I think the interpreter can hear her.
Okay.
Felice.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea to be prepared. I think you should talk to an accountant, but OnPassive does not give financial advice. We're not a financial service company. So you really do need to talk to an accountant. All the things you talked about, being an LLC, having a federal ID number, there are tax advantages to that, but you really need to talk to your CPA. And will there be suggestions? Probably. There are a lot of people in OnPassive, and I know some of them are pretty sharp financially. But if you know an accountant that you can talk to, probably a good idea to chat with them.
Hello.
Perfect. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Is
Okay,
that the interpreter speaking?
This is one of the interpreters for Richard. Yes, you have muted all of the phone calls, so we are not able to unmute ourselves until you give us access to unmute ourselves.
Come on, Chris.
Yeah, so it was been a struggle to try and unmute. We've been talking and talking and talking. You guys can't hear us because the host has manually muted all of the interpreters. So we cannot speak unless you manually unmute all of the interpreters.
So
okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Well,
that's probably all
we
the.
have to press. So this interpreter was Googling. I figured it out, press *9 first, and then we had to press *6 after you accepted us to raise our hand. So there's a process. So yes, we can hear you guys, and we're interpreting. So someone else is interpreting right now. I can hear them voicing.
Yeah, if the interpreter would not whisper, that would be better because it's very distracting. So don't use your voice when you're interpreting. So there are now 11 phone numbers that I think they are the interpreters for 11 participants. So I have unmuted all of them. I have asked to unmute them. So they will have to accept the offer to unmute. So not all of them have unmuted. All right, so I've asked them to unmute.
So 303, do you have Richard's question?
Okay, yes.
Go ahead.
I do have a question. So yes, this is Richard here. So for the soft launch that's going to occur as well as the hard launch, what is the expected income for, say, that year? $250? Is that a one-time fee for either the soft or hard launch? What income do you expect to receive, and what am I expecting to pay towards that? Because there were some numbers that were thrown out there, like $150, that for a 1 year, a 2 year, and a 3 year for 350,000 that I'm seeing for income revenue.
Let me go over
So-
that. Let me go over that real quick, and then you can get to another question. Okay. There are two fees that we pay as we come into OnPassive. One is the founder's fee. That is the early bird fee, and it locks you into the company, and it locks you into the pay structure of OnPassive. And that's $97. So that's one fee. The other fee is the membership level. That's $250. That's what we think it's going to be. And that is a monthly fee. As you come in, you pay that fee, you'll owe it the next month. But because of the way OnPassive is structured, you'll only have to pay it once, and the preceding month will be paid from the profits of OnPassive. Did that make sense?
Okay, hold on 1 second for the interpreter. Okay, so then what am I expecting for profit? If we go over 250, is anything over 250 what I'm profiting? Because I'm seeing a figure of 6,000.
Yeah, I don't know what that 6,000 figure is. There are no guarantees in OnPassive, and what Marty and I have been talking about is what we expect to happen with OnPassive. And we know because of the way it's structured, the way Ash has structured it, that, yeah, there's going to be significant income coming into people, but we can't guarantee anything. And we can't talk about a specific amount for the first year. This is real life. We're going to have to wait and see. We think it's going to be extraordinary, but we have to wait and see.
Guaranteed success, not guaranteed how much. Not right away. We won't know that until it happens, but you're guaranteed to be successful. That's for sure.
Okay, that was what I had read in the messages that were sent to me. So I wanted to ask and raise that question to you guys. So I appreciate you answering.
What's your name?
Yes, this is Richard here.
Well, who are you though?
Richard Van Patten. No, I'm using a female interpreter to voice for me. So we speak in first person.
Okay, I got
You
you.
disregard the interpreter and you just speak directly to me.
I got you.
Yeah, so I can see everything that you're doing on Zoom, but I just have a third-party interpreter interpreting everything you guys are saying.
That's cool. That's great.
Beautiful voice, by the way. Beautiful voice.
Okay. Let's get to, did that answer all of Richard's questions?
Yep. I
Good.
am all set, I think, for right now. Yeah, I just wanted to double check, and yeah, we're good.
Good deal. Thank you.
Yeah. I think he's making fun of us now.
Key, go ahead real
No,
quick.
no, I am not making fun of you guys.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Key Wendell, come on down.
Hey, thanks, Ron. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, loud and clear. I can
Yeah,
even
I'm-
see you better this time. You must be, yeah, you're at work. Okay.
I'm at work. I'm in an undisclosed portion of the hospital. I had to come find a quiet spot where I could talk. And if I drop you guys, it's because I'm called away on an emergency. I just had something I wanted to share. I think it's of value to everybody that's in OnPassive, involved in OnPassive, where OnPassive is going. I'm located in Eastern North Carolina, and I'm not that terribly far away from the Research Triangle Park. Yes, as you can tell by my photo, I am in the medical field. Hope to be leaving that environment very soon. But the Research Triangle Park broke ground this week. A company did that I just wanted to share with everybody to give you a kind of an idea of where we are. There's a company that broke ground Monday of this week inside the RTP Park. And if you don't know what that is, Google Research Triangle Park, Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. They are building a 40-acre campus, something that's going to compare with SaaS software company. That 40-acre complex will have a school and everything for employees there. They are a software company and they have one product. Their product provides telephone numbers for conference calls and for people to come in and do teleconferences and things like that. The name of the company is called Broadband. $100 million is what they are investing inside the RTP for their one product that they're going to do globally. And when you look at value of on passive, you are being asked to put $97 into 50 digital products that you're going to profit share in. Come on, guys. I don't have $100 million and I can't become part of that company in RTP. I would rather be with all of you here and on passive. And message to Chris, check your mailbox Monday, buddy. That's it, guys.
Thank you, Key. That's awesome. We appreciate you. Okay, what's it look like? Go ahead, Chris.
All right, this is a long question, but pretty simple answer. On the leaderboard, which is in our back office, it is seen that the top 100 leaders have them about 1,000 members as direct members. The administration is also having just over 1,000 people as direct members. So when the formal launch happens, the members with few direct members, say about 10, is not going to get much income. So in how many months can they expect to get 100 members under them? I'd like to answer that, Mike, if I can. If I answer it wrong, I know you'll back me up. You got to remember the people that have those kind of numbers have been in this for 2.5 to 3 years. They did this without artificial intelligence. They did it by word of mouth. They did it by webinars. Where they're at now, everyone, no matter who joins the last one, is going to get to that position. Okay. They've had the opportunity for 3 years because they were the first few people to join on passive and believed in it. And they built amazing teams. Now, I just came in last October. I've got 100 people. Am I worried about it? No way. Because you know what? They didn't have artificial intelligence back then. And look what they built. We are all coming into the launch and soft launch with artificial intelligence, which basically is going to do it all for us. So every one of us are going to get to that point where they're at. It might take 2 years like it took them 2 years. Mike, if you could add on to that, go right ahead.
No, that's right on, Chris. I can tell people out there, if I could make a 6-figure income in 3 years, and I knew that 15 years ago, it was a done deal. Because I spent the first 10 years not making a penny. If you can do this in 3 years, get to that 6-figure income, jump on it. And by the way, unpassive, well, we can't talk about money on these webinars, but yeah, that's doable. 100,000 apples.
Good deal. Anything else, Chris, in the chat? How about any more hands? Do we see any more hands up? Let me scroll here. Do. Okay, I don't see any more hands up either.
Somebody's got to have a question. Let's go. There we go, David. I knew you couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, I got a question to ask, and I think I can ask this question. I think I know the answer, but I'm gonna go ahead and answer it, ask it anyhow. Now, once you're a founder, you're a reseller, right? So otherwise, I can go ahead and do reselling, and I can still be a founder, right? And I'm not gonna lose my founder position because I am a founder, and also I can resell, right? So, okay.
In
That's
fact, in fact, you're all three. You're a founder, reseller, customer.
Okay, I just
Not
want to.
everybody's going to be able to say that.
Okay, because I just want to be sure of that, because sometimes I get that a little mixed up a little bit, but.
I'm going to be sharing. Mike's going to be sharing. Some people here will be sharing. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. And maybe some of the other people want to know that too. So that's why I kind of brought that up.
Hey, David, at our age, we're allowed to be confused.
I agree with you. And Chris, you're fired. So okay.
Oh, boy. We have, where'd he go? I saw Kevin with his hand up.
Yeah, David, one way to look at that is everybody's going to be a customer. Some of those customers are going to be resellers, and some of those customer resellers are going to be founders.
That is so profound, Kevin. Thank you. Lloyd Hamilton, come on down, Lloyd.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Ronald. I
You're
have
welcome.
a quick question. It's more of a curious question than anything else. As you think about the genealogy of all the founders that are in Unpassive, and especially for those who have, those early founders who have signed up in 2018, do you know who was the first founder that came into Unpassive, that Unpassive signed up, our first few? Any of you guys? Just think about the genealogy.
Yeah, Ken Russo was one of the first ones. I saw the first line one time, and it was a few people, and the only one I recognized was Ken Russo. But there's other people that started. I don't know about the first line, but first 4, 5, 6, 10 people. The only one I knew was Ken Russo, and I knew Ken because I worked with Ken 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But other than that, no, I didn't recognize any of the names at all. And some of them, believe it or not, got in and did nothing. Some of them got in and forgot there is an Unpassive. I'm not kidding. A lot of people got in the beginning and they're floating around like nomads and don't realize what's going on. No doubt about it. I mean, will they find out? Yeah. But I've had people from 2018 contact me and go, hey, what's going on? I said, well, what do you mean, what's going on? What's going on? I haven't been around for a year or 2 years. I go, oh my God. I mean, you kidding me? I don't have 2 years to tell you what's going on. Go here, and check it out. But everything's changed in Unpassive. Unpassive's not even the same company since I started March 1st in 2019. It's not even the same company. So, yeah, I'm not sure before Ken. I know Ken's probably got a couple 100,000 people on his team.
Thank you, Marty. Appreciate it.
Chris, go ahead. I see your finger.
Yeah, I meant to tell you, Ron, if I do that, I don't speak sign language. I know a little bit, but I'm just saying you're number one. But kind of the same question. I'm going to call you Rad. Here you go. He was saying probably what I said. So in 1 year, such members will have more than 100. That must be good enough. No, what I was saying is my goal when I got in this was just to get 100 people because I knew what the AI was going to do. Now you could say 100 times 3 times 9. That's how I look at it. That's what I know Unpassive is going to do. It's hard to say, but if you listen to what Marty said a couple minutes ago about 100 million people coming in a year, break it down to $2 million a week, $8 million a month. It's pretty hard not to believe that you're not going to have 100 customers or resellers on your team in 1 year. Can I guarantee you that? No, I can't. But when you see the how AI works, I'm sure AI can guarantee it. Marty or Mike, you want to back me up on that one?
You know, when you start talking about the numbers, Michael Williams does a really, really good job on the numbers, and he's really, really conservative. I am not. That's why I don't talk about the numbers. But he talks about people coming into Unpassive over a 3-year period and what's going to happen in that 3-year period. And I can tell you, when you understand the numbers that Michael's using, you're just in, because there is nothing else out there in a 3-year period to put you in a position where you don't worry about finances. That is Unpassive. And again, he's very, very conservative. If I talked about the numbers, Ash would probably fire me tomorrow because I'm not conservative. And I kind of see what's coming. And Ash tells us this all the time: dream bigger. And he's right. And that's as far as I can take it.
You don't want to be in the same boat as Chris, eh, Mike?
No.
Yeah.
He's fired. He's fired.
Oh, Rad, let me give you another
No,
quick example.
he's going to
'cause
be
I'm-
in a dinghy. I'm going to be in a yacht.
I got your dinghy here. Anyway, but Brad, let me say it a different way. And this isn't to be sarcastic. What are you doing now? I want you to just personally think about it. What are you doing now that you got to make money? You probably got to go to work 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And the 5 golden words in Impassive, it's all done for you. Okay. So myself, I don't question it because like Mike, I know what's coming, but don't worry that little stuff because literally all your life you've worked for someone or you've made money by going somewhere and doing a service on Passive is the service for you because they're going to do it all for you. And like Mr. Ellis says, all you really got to do, get in. A lot of people worry about that stuff. And I say, there's no worries here. Just get in, let them do it for you. If you want to share it and build a team before we launch, that's great. If you don't, be passive, sit back and enjoy your time coming back to you in 2 to 3 years. It's going to be pretty amazing, Red.
Yeah, Mike, if you're on your yacht, I can just picture you tethering a rope towing that dinghy with Chris in it.
All right. I see.
He'll be on the captain's seat.
Oh, you promoted him.
I see.
He did that himself.
Hey, Mike, can I have the dinky boat off your yacht?
No, you'll have to ask Marty. I think he already asked for that.
You know, I've been in GoFounders since August 2018. And I'm looking at you guys and gals here, and I mean, I'm amazed. I'm really amazed because when I spoke with Ash the first time and the second time and the third time, I don't even think he even expected more than about 10,000 people at the most.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we could be on your team.
And look at us now.
Yeah.
You know? It's unbelievable, just unbelievable. And, you know, people are complaining. They're saying, oh, it's ticking time. It's ticking time. Wake up, people. It's ticking time because it's getting better and better and better and better and better. Now, he had one of the programs ready. So he was ready to throw it at us. But this IT guy down in Hyderabad says, yeah, but I can make it better. I mean, this is what's happening. We've got genius people over there. And I mean people from Amazon, from Facebook, from you name it. These are people that were sitting on their butt, you know, doing nothing because these companies were already all done. But here Ash comes along and he says to this guy, look, for the rest of your life, you can keep on making it better and better and better and better. And he's giving them these little compounded bonuses where they get a raise every month. Well, shit, if I was one of them, I would say, well, I got it better. I got it better. And that's what's happening. Plus, you've got to remember the legalities. Now, a lot of people don't realize, you know, we are going to launch, but we are going to have enemy galore. I mean, enemy galore. A lot of enemies. A lot of hackers are going to try. So he's got to make sure that everything is secure. And I mean top security, better than any security that exists now. And that's what's going on. And that's what's taking time. Is because this IT guy comes up and he says, yeah, but see, I can make your security better than that. And Ash will say, well, yeah, well, we're secure. yeah, but I can make it better.
I'm
So
happy he's going. How much are they? How much is it?
that's what's
It's
happening.
actually cheaper.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard.
37.
Thank you very much. Jason, can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. We have interpreter 605 with their hand up. Go ahead.
Okay, let me unmute. 605. There it is. Okay. I've asked to unmute. 605. Please unmute. All right, go ahead. Go ahead and proceed. (605), the interpreter is now unmuted. Go ahead and proceed, please. What is the question? Interpreter with the number 605 at the end, please go ahead and speak. Okay, so something's going on there. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and have Marty speak while they kind of work it out.
Sounds good. Marty the man.
Another thing I would recommend to everybody first is definitely share it with everybody you know, your family, your friends. Do you have to? No. But why not? Right? That's all. Why not? It's the easiest thing. It's the easiest company that we've ever shared because the outcome we know is going to be fantastic. Another thing would be a good idea is there's tons of information on passive.com. I know the site's not live where you can log in, but each product there, hold on a minute. Okay, I see it. Anyway, he doesn't care about a lot. The thing is, go in there and there's frequently asked questions, there's videos for each product, and you'd be surprised how much info is there. It's good to know what we have our hands on. Things are going to be moving fast in the next few weeks, very fast. And I think make sure that your information in your back office is good. Some of you own many accounts, Lynn being one of them, and I'm sure she's organized, not like me. But you want to go in and make sure you can log in, you have access to your emails, all that stuff, have it ready, because I know Chris keeps saying it's coming, but it's no good if you're not ready. So it's coming, and be ready. It's a very good idea. If you're going to buy your uncle that ugly sweater and that tie he'll never wear, get him a position in Unpassive. For one thing, he'll use it for the rest of his life because he's not wearing that freaking sweater, and he probably won't wear the tie. But anyway, do that. We're in a unique position that we're only going to be able to grasp after the launch, but it's big, real big, and I think pretty darn big. And when I'm done talking to Ash, he goes, "You're not thinking big enough." I'm like, "Holy cow!" So trust me, it's a big monster. It'll be ready when it's ready. I don't even ask him. I never have. I don't ask him on the phone. Never. He wants it ready as fast as everybody else. But what happens after it's ready and it launches, you can't go back to your friends and family and say, "Do you want to be a founder?" That will be closed forever and ever. It just doesn't make sense to let this go if there's somebody that you want to get in. I did not talk to my family about Unpassive. I'm not having that conversation. Are they all in? Yes. I don't want to talk to them about it. I don't care what they think. I know, Merry Christmas. Well, what kind of gift is this? You'll find out. It's a gift that just keeps on giving. But they're starting to learn about it now. In fact, they come back to me and go, "Dad, this is bigger than you think." I said, "Thank you very much." Yeah, I'm so surprised. But we all had the same opportunity. And Richard, I wish I started in 2018, we would be that much farther ahead. The difference between me, Mike, and Dan and other people is some people decided to share and some didn't. We were marketing anyway, and we hated it because we couldn't help anybody. Now, anybody I bring in today, tomorrow, an hour from now, an hour ago, are going to benefit somebody else also. Indirectly, we are helping other people every minute of every day. So even if you see a list and say, wow, he's doing great, so is 14 other people. I want to tell you that right now. Every time we bring somebody in, it helps many, many people. That's the part I love about it. And no, you're not alone. And no, you're not going to, you're going to be fine. Trust me. But take advantage of now. We never have now again. In fact, there goes now. Now it's now again. When you have this opportunity, don't look back and say, my God, I should have done this. Just do it. Just share it. You're sharing a movie to somebody. You share a sale at a store. You don't get anything for it. But you share this business with a family member and they're set for life. Absolutely, for many lives, I believe. Anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, Marty. We appreciate that. We got about 15 minutes to the 2-hour mark, and we're going to try to end it at a 2-hour because it gets late, and Mike is graciously giving us his time tonight. We appreciate it. So we have two hands up. First, we have Lloyd, and then we have the original Tony Monk. So go ahead, Lloyd.
Thank you, Ron, again. I'm going to be very brief. You know, I heard about Unpassive in 2018, and I was fed up with MLM, multi-level marketing, and I didn't get involved from a very close friend of mine. In fact, I was a supervisor at the time. He was a dean of men at one of the universities that I now teach at. And he retired in December of 2020. And so in January, I called him and I was feeling sorry for him. I asked him about that business he mentioned to me in 2018. He said, well, it was still going and they're getting closer to launch. I said, you know what? Why don't you send me the link again and I look at it? He sent me the link. I registered. I set it aside for 3 weeks and did not look at it. And then I said to myself, maybe I should look at what I got myself into. And so I saw it. I started looking at Mike's videos, look at some of Michael Williams' videos. Man, I was so turned on onto Unpassive. Man, I couldn't keep silent anymore. I almost kicked myself for not getting involved in 2018. I would have been one of those early founders, you know, in 2018. So I'm so excited. I got all my family members involved, you know, sharing the business, the opportunity as best as I can. And one of the most frequently asked questions by founders and others who are interested in Unpassive is, when will Unpassive launch? For me, I see the analogy of a friend of ours, of the family. They were educators and they wanted to start a restaurant. Now they can cook, but they knew nothing about business management and operation. And they were looking for local investors. And my wife and I, we invested $1,000 in the venture. And when they opened, they didn't have enough servers. They didn't have enough workers, right? I would go there to order food. It would take me about an hour to get service. As an investor, there came a time where I would not even show up for meal, right? Because the service was the food was good, don't get me wrong. And they were on the main road, so they were having lots of traffic. So that wasn't the problem. The problem is that they were not ready to open. And so this is what I see on Passive. I want to make sure Unpassive gets it right. We have good quality products before we launch, because I don't want it to be open and then we end up losing good traffic and good customers for a good business. And so that is what I compare Unpassive to. So I just wanted to share that.
That's a great analogy. Great, thank you. Tony Monk, come on down.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. And by the way, congratulations on your first webinar. It's
Thank you.
it's a successful one here, almost 200 people.
It's
That's
because of
absolutely
Lynn.
amazing.
It's because of Lynn.
It is, yeah. She's just amazing, isn't she?
He's funny.
It's great to
So
be here
funny.
with you guys. And thank you everyone for your well wishes. It's been a long week. The partner's getting better, thank God, a little better anyway. I got a baby monitor so I can hear what's happening. I started in OnPassive in October 5th, 2018. And I'm on Ken Russo's team. I'm on his third level. His third level is 8,000. And he has over 200,000 people on his team. Yeah, so it's a successful team. But the thing is, that doesn't matter. When we go into launch, everyone's going to have equilibrium. We're all, it's just going to take some people a little longer than others, but we're all going to get there eventually anyway. So it's a success for everybody. And by the way, Mike, great presentation. You're still the master at the presentations there. Yeah, I really enjoy listening to you. I watch a lot of your videos, by the way. And yeah, so everybody has the same opportunity as anybody else. Just because I started in 2018 doesn't mean anything. Okay, I'll just get there a little quicker than some, that's all. But everyone's going to make exactly the same eventually. We get the same traffic amount. We can get our a little bit more traffic if we want. I'm going to buy the extra traffic because when you buy, see, the thing is, you're going to have people that have been here in 2018 that won't get the extra traffic, okay? But they're going to do well. And then you're going to get somebody that started today. They're going to buy the extra traffic and pass the person that started in 2018. And like Marty said, one day you're going to wake up. If you have nobody on your team, you could have 500 people on your team. But the thing is, you could also have 0 on your team, but that doesn't matter because eventually as the months go by, you'll have a lot of people on your team and you will reach that level. As some of you already know, I've been very successful online. I know how the system works. I've been at this for 25 years. And to see something as beautiful as this is absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like it. No company in the world has ever used you as the what do you call it, branding. I'm sorry, I just had a brain freeze. Yeah, branding. No company's ever branded the customers that have come in or the affiliates. Usually when you're working at an MLM company or you're working as an affiliate, you're branding somebody else, right? As an affiliate, you're using somebody else's products, somebody else that created the products, you're selling their products. They're the brand. MLM company like Amway or what have you, you're selling Amway. But here, when we launch, we're not going to be promoting OnPassive. OnPassive is going to be promoting us. I've never seen anything like this before, ever. And I've made a lot of money online. So it's a guarantee for every one of you to do very, very well eventually. You just got to stick with it and just believe in the system. Trust Ash. We have a great team here of beautiful people, very smart people, and it's a done deal. It's a done deal, guys. Thank you very much for listening to me. It's beautiful to be here with all of you.
Tony, thank you, Tony. And I got to tell you that there are thousands of founders praying for you and your partner, praying for you, praying with you. So just know that.
I appreciate that, Ron. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate all of you. You're
more than welcome. Let's see. Real quick before we bring James on again. Interpreter 605, I see the box keeps lighting up. Are you there now? Okay, go ahead, James. We got about 8 minutes, I think.
Okay.
But you can't have all 8 though.
No, I won't. No,
okay.
This is going to be pretty quick. Mike Ellis. I love your videos. I see a lot of them. I haven't watched them all. I haven't had the time to go through all of them. But every time I hear you do a presentation, I listen to it and I say, this is too good to be true, and it usually is. So I was wondering if at some point you will put out another video and pull back on that usually is. You know what I mean?
No, I'll never pull back.
No, you know what I mean? Like on that statement.
It's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Marty, Dan, and I have been doing this for 2.5 years. We have a unique situation because we can actually talk with Ashmufara. And if I was to tell someone that on passive, it's almost too good to be true, it's better than that. And my job is to talk to new people and get them excited about what's going to happen to them. And that's really all on passive is about. And when I do a presentation or when I talk to people, I always want to know who I'm talking to, because we all come from a different frame of reference. And new people, I was there, Marty was there, Dan was there. And online marketing, it stinks. It's the worst in the world. People go broke there. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and never get anything. When I talk to those people, because I've been there, I know what they want to hear. They want to hear the same thing I wanted to hear as I came into On Passive, but they want it to be real. And that's Marty's job. That's my job. That's Tony's job. That's anybody that markets online. It's our job, number one, to be completely honest with people. And they see that we're sincere. We believe what we're talking about. And because we've been doing this a very, very long time, they come around. And some people, I talked to them 8 months ago. They joined last week. It's always a process. Some people will come in immediately. Other people will come in months. But what we all do, we've learned how to do that over a long period of time. And it's too good to be true. It's just not in my vocabulary.
Well, you know what I mean.
This isn't there.
You know what I mean. You get that euphoria.
I do know what you mean, and believe me, people will come back and with that question, but it takes about 2 minutes to dissuade them, and they're going, "Oh, it is real. It is real."
Hey, your videos are working, because I have a fellow who's been following me now for 3 years, and he's seen the other business I was in, and he didn't touch that, but he's been watching this one from all my posts, and he finally tripped up about a month ago.
Yeah.
And he's been following me steadily for a good year, solid. And he finally just said, "I seen one of Mike Ellis's videos, and then you tell me more about it." I said, "Just watch the videos." That's what I said, is watch the videos.
And I'm sure you have a wealth of information, James. We've been talking tonight. You know a lot more than maybe you think.
I know.
And when you talk to people, that comes across.
Yep. He asked a few questions, and I gave him some answers, and he's signing up on Monday, I guess.
Perfect.
Sounds good. Thank you.
It's a big deal. That's a really big deal, James.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead, 601.
I have a question.
Go ahead, ma'am.
This is Addie using a sign language interpreter, and I'm from California. I have a friend that recently joined my team. However, he hasn't paid the $97. He said that he's going to get the money next month, and it's actually pending. So would that be considered a soft start? When the soft start launch happens, will he have to pay the $97, or will that go up in price? That's my question.
We don't really know if the price is going to go up during soft launch. Ash hasn't really told us that, so it might stay the same. It might go up. We don't know. Whatever the price is, that's what they're going to have to pay.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Marty, you had your hand up there, buddy.
Yeah, it wasn't important. What I wanted to say is, for anybody here, if you believe in what you're doing, people will listen to you. And this sounds arrogant, and I'm not trying to be arrogant. I can't remember the last person that myself, Mike, have talked to personally that said no. in at least 2 years.
Wow.
I'm just saying,
Hello.
and that's not because, it's because we believe. And they believe that we believe, if that makes sense. They believe that we're being honest with them, and they go, man, there's something there I gotta know. And we don't throw up on people, it's very little. In fact, Mike knows we're out of doubt. If we talk to someone on a three-way call, I don't want to know who they are. Is that right, Mike? I'll tell them, I said, no, I don't want to know who they are. I don't care if they're a big hitter, I don't care. And we've talked to some pretty big fish. And I don't want to know it because I don't want to treat them any different than I would anybody else, because they're not any different to me. And when you do that and you're honest with people, they will come. Really.
Yeah, and let me give you a little insight into what Marty just said. Marty has talked to billionaires and didn't know they were billionaires, and he didn't care. And those individuals appreciated that.
Wow, that's cool. Let's go to operator or 477, last 3 to 477. You have a question? Interpreter, you don't
No,
have a you
I
don't have a
don't have a
question?
question.
Okay.
No.
Okay, great. All right, then. Well, go ahead. All righty. I don't see any other hands up. Chris, anything in the chat?
Ron, Ahmed Rashad has his hand up there.
Okay, I don't see him. Go ahead. Della, mute, please. Thank you.
I'm not having any luck unmuting me.
I muted her. Yeah, no problem. Who's up to speak?
What? Who? I don't see it, Tony. What was the name?
The name is Ahmad Rashad. AHAH.
Oh, he's an attendee. He's an attendee. He's an attendee in the second list.
Okay, sorry.
No problem.
How do we get him to ask his question, Marty?
I have to click allow to talk.
Oh, okay.
There's an allow to talk. Go ahead and ask your question, Abdul. You can speak now. Abdul, maybe he did not realize he had his hand up, if that's possible.
Yeah, Lynn, he's had his hand up for a while. I gave him that permission to talk, but I never put his hand down because you're never sure.
Okay. Thank you.
All righty. Chris, you see anything else?
I see a lot of future successful people. That's all I see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we appreciate them successful people coming to our first Friday Night Live with Miss Lynn Nakamoto and myself. Tiana. You got
Tiana, she's deaf. She's deaf.
Oh, okay.
Tiana, she's using VRS in the interpreter, I believe. Go ahead and ask your question, Tiana. 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 Tiana is in Kauai, on the state of Hawaii, Kauai. She's the founder. Yes, I think she might have dropped off. I don't think she just dropped off the radar there.
Just to update, sorry, just to update you guys. I just checked the board. We should be at 792,000 by midnight.
Good deal. Yeah, awesome.
That's
Lynn,
great.
Lynn, you want to say something closing us out? And then I'll
Yes. Well, certainly. I want to say a sincere thank you to everyone here today. Our attendees, without you, we wouldn't have a webinar. And to our presenters, a gracious thank you. We appreciate the time and the effort that you gave to us to answer questions and for you, Mike, to present. We appreciate you more than you'll ever know. We also would like to let you know that this webinar will be weekly, every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we look forward to you joining us again. We hope to have you as regular attendees. And now I'll let Ron take it over. To you, Ron.
Lynn, it has been a blessing working with you on our first webinar and hope to have many, many, many more. We are gonna try to have some special guests on every webinar. I'm working on next Friday. That'll come out this week. And I think in 2 weeks, if his schedule is clear, he said he'd be on, will be Mr. Red Redford. So an honor to have him. Yeah. And I just ditto everything that Lynn said. We were excited about tonight. We were hoping we were going to have a turnout. And I think we got up to a little over 180 people. So all I can say, or I'd like to say, is Mike, thank you. We are very, very excited that you agreed to come on and do this because we know you're a busy man. Marty, thank you. Chris, thank you. Kevin, thank you. And everybody else that helped out tonight. We will be back next Friday for our Friday Night Live with Lynn and Ron. And look forward to seeing everybody. We want to say God bless you. We are happy to see you here, and we'll see you next Friday.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
you guys. Congratulations, you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank
Great
you.
webinar.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for attending. We appreciate you, each and every one of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good night.
Don't forget to share next week.
Thanks from India.
Let's give Lynn and Ron a hand, everybody. Unmute yourselves. Come on.
Hey,
Thank
congratulations.
you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Go Founders
Thank
Go.
you.
Non-passive way. Built by design.
That's awesome. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.